Good morning, everyone. I'm Chris, and this is Pia's Projects. I hope everyone's doing well. Today, we're gonna work on my Jeep. Probably early last year, so 2023, I blew at least one power steering line. I just drove to the store and then I could hear it start squealing and it was just spewing out. It's pretty much set since then. The plan is to get it back up and running. I'm a little torn if I want to keep the Jeep or if I want to sell it. But the first thing, if I'm going to sell it, I need to get it running, okay? This is my 1990 Jeep Wrangler, also known as a YJ. 2020, I did a lot of stuff to it. All right, let's do a nice little walk around. Where is the prop for it? I must have taken the prop off. Probably did. Because that actually sounds like something I would do. It has the 4.2 inline 6. It is carbureted. I have a Weber 3236. I rebuilt the car probably a year and a half ago for a trip. I went on the trip. I broke a drive shaft. Well, I broke a U-joint on the drive shaft, and then I ended up parking it for the rest of that trip. Well, a couple months later, I drove it around, blew the power steering line. Really hasn't done much lately. Pretty bare bones on the inside. It's manual, standard 2-speed. 231J transfer case with a slip yoke eliminator, a Rampage soft top. I have these aluminum half doors that I picked up at a local yard. I have a tire carrier, but currently the tires in the back. Bumpers are, I'm not sure where the bumpers came from. They were there when I bought the Jeep. Flat round LED rear light. Added some fender flares. It's on 35, 12.5, 15s. The rear axle is Ford 8.8. Came out of Explorer. It was 410 with limited slip. I've re-geared it to 488. I rebuilt the brakes on it. And then I have a Rubicon Express 4-inch lift. I believe it's more boomerang shackles. Up front is still a Dana 30, which for the size tires and for how little I was driving it, fine. 488 gears, but then it has Aussie locker up front. I have Bilstein 5100 shocks all the way around. That's pretty much it for it. I mean, it's, also up front, I did a high steer conversion. I did WJ knuckles, which is off of a 99 to 04 Grand Cherokee to include a bigger brake. Everything is set up to be a decent trail rig, fun little weekender, what have you. I have a lot of vehicles and Jeep's just not as much fun as it used to be. Probably why when I get it fixed, maybe take it out one more time, see how I feel about it. But more than likely, I'll probably gonna cut ties with it. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but these lines are the power steering lines, and one of them has a leak. Both might have a leak. So the plan is to replace them and rebleed the system, and we will go from there. One other thing I'm gonna check, because since I haven't ran it in probably 9, 10 months, actually probably closer to a year now. Let's check the charge on the battery and then probably pull it out and put it on the charger. All right, let's see over under. What do we think? It's a toast? Probably. And 5.4 volts. I'm gonna pull the battery, put on a trickle charger, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we bring this one back. Battery's not that old. Yeah, who knows? Maybe. The good thing is, at least there's a go handle. So, one of the hoses I have, it'll be great, perfect length. The other one seems a bit short. So, hopefully that's not the hose we have to replace. But, I guess I'll figure that out here shortly. But in all honesty, how this one's set up, I could just remove this clamp and then just add a longer hose. So maybe that's all I have to do for this one. But I'm gonna take the other one off first and we'll go from there. Well, we've successfully replaced the lines. As you can see, new, all the way down. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but the lines down there are new as well. That's the old junk. We'll let the battery charge a bit more, top off the power steering. Later today, I'll try and get the truck Jeep fired up. Let's see if this will run. Battery's tossed in. I added some fluid to the power steering. Really just trying to see if things will start back up. I know one thing that'll help. The keys. All right, battery definitely needs more juice. Probably put it on the charger overnight, and we'll try again tomorrow. So the battery charged overnight. I'm gonna check it. I think I checked it earlier. It was right around 13. Should be enough. If I need to, I'll just pull the truck around and jump it that way. Yep, right at 13. Maybe not quite as high as I need it to be. But if we get it cranked over, it'll charge up. Well, hey, it wants to start up. I'm gonna tweak with it a little bit, see what we can make happen. I think it'll be running again here very shortly. Well, Jeep's idling. I did bleed the power steering system. Probably go and run it through one more time. Basically what I do, I lifted the Jeep so it's off you know, so I can easily turn the tires with the Jeep off. With the Jeep off, turn to the left and to the right about 15-20 times each. Check fluids. You want to make sure you don't drop below the minimum reading as it's working all the fluid throughout the whole system. From there, let it run, check it, make sure it warms up well, and then you should be pretty much done. I'm gonna, once I cut it off, because really I'm just trying to make sure everything's charging and idling fine, because it's been a minute since this just ran. Worked through some of the fuel and whatnot, though it's non-ethanol fuel, so it lasts a lot longer, but fuel still ages. I went ahead, checked the lights. My lights work still. I definitely need to clean all these plastic windows. I don't know if you can tell, but they are grungy. So I have some cleaner that I'm going to use, and that'll probably be a little bit later. Whether I keep it or sell it, I want to clean those windows, just for peace of mind. If I can, maybe not today, tomorrow I might run it out to the car wash and pressure wash it, you know, put it through some paces a little bit. Brakes feel great still. All the tires have plenty of air, so I just want to make sure everything is running well. But yeah, really wasn't that much work. Honestly, just a little bit of maintenance, and it's back at it. Carburetor's a little funny at first. Just the fueling. That's always the thing you got to work with. But since I got since it's running now, as long as I started every couple of days, I shouldn't really have any issues. So you may be wondering, why are we looking at a basketball hoop with a ladder in the bed of my truck? Well, you know that surprise I announced a couple weeks ago? We're doing some prep for that. Stick around, and I'll talk about that at the end. That's what OSHA asked for. Well, I forgot to start it after I hooked it up. But I guess this is pulling off right away. I was sort of hoping for the bottom to move, but we'll go from here. I'll just pull this off and then I guess strap to the bottom piece. Go from there. as expected. Just not enough in that truck. So, looks like I'm digging it out. Once I get it loose enough, the truck will pull the rest of the way. But until then, yeah, we'll leave it like that. All right, I've dug it out some. Let's see how this works. All right, we'll see if that works. It might not, but so I have the tow strap around it, then I have a ratchet strap holding that tight. Hopefully I can pull it off to the side because that's where I need it. But we'll go from there. Let's see what it does. You see this? They're like, Chris, why'd you take the hoop down? Well, there's only one reason I took the hoop down. It was in my way. In your way? For what? For a shop. That's right, folks. Coming to you and coming for me. I'm getting a shop. I'll throw it up in the screen, do a nice little flash of it. 30 wide, 26 deep, 12 foot high ceilings, because you know what we have to have? That's right, a lift. So immediately we will do the building, a lift, workbenches. I will do the electrical. I will have someone probably help me hook it up when I hook it up to main power. But other than that, in addition to the addition, there will also be a 12-foot lean-to right here, which is the width of my gate. Perfect. I'll be able to keep both my trailers in the back, and then I can still pull and wheel stuff back there. Obviously, if I get stuff that's too big, well, I still have space. So this is something that's sort of been in the works for a little bit. Something I'd always kept in the back of my mind doing. Back in November, I was in a car accident, totaled my car. I've mentioned that in a previous video. But instead of buying a newer car, why not get a loan, use the same money, build a building? We'll get so much more use out of the building. And as I covered in the previous video, I already bought a truck. So do I really need another vehicle? I mean, project vehicles maybe, but you know, not daily driver status. Basketball hoop out of the way. I'll get the stump and everything broken down, taken care of. But yeah, big things are coming for sure. Well, the Jeep won't quite idle because it's like 40 degrees right now. I can get it warmed up, you know, feed the throttle and whatnot, and then it'll smooth out. We were able to get the system bled. I'm probably going to go through it one more time, but I mean, the procedure's the same every time. Once that's done, put it back on the ground. I'll try and record a nice little drive or a lap around. Maybe I can even, you know, we'll see what kind of little cruise I can do, provided how the weather is this week. Get out there, work on your projects. Maybe you can get something running that hasn't been running in a while. All right? And don't forget, there's always a solution.